All right, now speak nice and loud because I'm deaf as shit. All right.
We will.
Get my good side, which is the front. Did you see Christy Clark out there?
Yeah. God almighty.
She ain't right.
Did you not bring her back here with you?
No, but there's an essence of her in my pocket. Okay. So what do you boys got in mind for Uncle
A
Ted?
little bit of politics, a little bit of hunting. What do you say?
I can't talk a little bit of hunting.
Okay.
I could talk a little bit of country banjo music, but when we talk about hunting, it must be voluminous
Okay.
and expansive. You should have got that. You get that? Voluminous? All right, go for it. I'm stoned right now in backstraps, I have you know.
okay.
You're looking at a man who has killed so many deer this year, I can hardly stand myself. My last concert of 2010 was September 5th in Detroit. I'm telling you, the celebrations. And the morning of September 6th, I was in a tree stand, and I've been in a tree stand every morning and afternoon except for 5 days.
Yeah, nice.
Because I'm a beautiful human being. And the deer need me. Wherever I hunt, we don't hire sharpshooters. I'm the sharpshooter. And you know, in most places have a coyote problem. Well, the coyotes around me have a Ted problem. I don't know how you guys get in trouble like that, but you need to whack them and stack them, kill them and grill them. The only good wolf is a dead wolf. Next question. You didn't even ask a question yet.
You said earlier today that
I say it every day because it's true.
You said earlier today that if people aren't supporting the NRA or aren't out there standing up for their right to hunt or bear arms, they're a problem.
Well, you know, the curse of a Mao Zedong fan club in the White House. Now, a lot of people would think that's hyperbole. No, I mean those words. Those words are accurate and heartbreaking. We have a Mao Zedong fan club in our government. And I could name the names from Van Jones to half of Obama's czars. They publicly announce that they hate capitalism, they hate the American dream of excellence, and they think that people who sleep in should be rewarded. I could go on and on, but that's not a result of the enemy charging us. That's a result of the productive citizens of this country bending over from the curse of apathy and disconnect and allowing the enemy to gain a foothold. And it's not just to Barack Obama and his czars. It goes all the way back, certainly to Jimmy Carter. It goes all the way back to Roosevelt. The Great Society was a numbnut society. And the New Deal was a raw deal. And make a note of this. You might want to write this down. Social Security, as presented by our government, is antisocial and insecure. It's whatever the government says typically, it's just the opposite. So I battle. If you don't belong to the National Rifle Association, Nancy Pelosi likes you. And if Nancy Pelosi likes you, I can't like you. Because Nancy Pelosi, who works for We the People, held up the health care debacle and said, you don't need to read it, you need to just sign it.
But Ted, what's the answer? Because
the answer is activism.
We've had Republican.
The Republicans know better.
We can't get anything done in Washington.
The GOP are a bunch of wimps. They're a bunch of soulless. They have such a locked attitude about having a big tent that they've let evil in the tent. They've let anti-American, pro-welfare brats.
So what do we got to do? Take a pitchfork?
No, I'm telling you. Look at me. You see, I'm a simple man. Am I not buoyant? I'm downright effervescent. Am I not? I have been an activist since the 1960s. I could show you certainly a dozen states and dozens of laws that I have gotten rid of. Just the goofy guitar player. I not only wrote Wango Tango, I meant it. If a guy that lives this outrageous rock and roll life can communicate on a believable level with communities, my own family, my own workforce, my own neighbors.
You're saying anybody can do it.
Yeah, anybody can do it. Wherever you find upgrade in America, it was because we the people raised enough hell to elect people to implement the will of we the people. I give you Sonny Bono.
You can't run unless you have $18 billion. You can't run for president.
I got to tell you, there are no excuses. Every problem in America today, from the refusal to be accountable by our government officials, they don't just violate accountability, they will look you in the eyes, and the Charlie Wrangles, I love Christy. You don't know this, but she's singing that for me. Anyhow, wherever upgrade and accountability and logical, sensible regulations have taken the place of illogical, nonsensical regulations, I can show you, I'll show you my personal friends, I'll show you my meeting with the senator. When we got it from, I think it was 3 states to 44 states where you had a Second Amendment, or at least a reasonable facsimile, because we only have a Second Amendment. The closest thing to a Second Amendment only exists in Vermont, Alaska, and Arizona. None of the other states have a Second Amendment. And I would just propose the following question. So do you need a government permit to choose your religion? I don't think you do. Do you need a government document on your person to voice your beliefs? I don't think you do. There is no other God-given, constitutionally guaranteed individual right except the Second Amendment that you need a government-issued permit to live. This is insanity. So
how do we fix it?
the fixing it is, just like I said today at this event, do you realize how many gun owners don't belong to the NRA and make Charlie Schumer happy? The answer is join the NRA. That literally is the answer. Join Safari Club International. Work with the Mule Deer Foundation. Get involved, hands-on. Get involved with the politics. Communicate with your elected officials. Be a member.
Why don't you run then? You said you were going to run for governor of Michigan.
That's how bad it is.
Run for senator.
That's how bad it's got.
You don't have a dog in the fight.
The Motor City Madman actually has hope as an upgrade for politics in America. You know, I think, and with all the silliness aside, the Nugent family, as guided and disciplined and teamed with the head of the household, me, is so powerfully in the asset column. There's not a Nugent family member that would dare accept a handout. We would be embarrassed to our core. Every Nugent family member has an alarm clock. We get up really early. If you met my sons and daughters, if you met my wife, Shemaine, if you could catch up with her, we work so hard to be an asset to each other, to our neighborhood, to our state, to our nation, that if we can do it, and I'm not talking about serious hardship cases, because serious hardship cases are always taken care of by family, neighbors, and charities. Because as soon as the government gets involved, a sandwich will cost you 11 grand by they're done pushing papers, and it will be bad, tainted E. coli. I'm telling you, the government can't
get their hands in anything.
Anything they touch, they destroy. I write a weekly feature, and this just goes to show you. I tour like a madman. I write New York Times bestsellers. I write for 30 publications. I have a weekly feature in humanevents.com and washingtontimes.com. I guide hundreds of hunters every year. I produce a TV show all year. I still do 70, 80 concerts a year. That's why I'm so tired. But if I can be this active, anybody with an excuse can kiss my ass. You are a feeble, lazy whiner. And the thing is, the unions and the Democrats and the liberals have literally said, no, you can be a feeble, lazy whiner. We'll send you a check. How about this? Under the Ted Nugent administration, welfare, done. Zero. Unemployment, no such thing. Stop at the help wanted sign and do one of the jobs Americans aren't willing to work. I'm a pretty highfalutin, world-class kind of guy. I clean toilets. I shovel dog shit. There's nothing my family and I won't do. If it needs to be done, we do it. America's turned into a bunch of crybabies. Not all of them. There's still an incredible army of productive warriors out there, and those are my blood brothers. But if you're not productive, if you don't have a product or a service in one hand, you get no money into the other one. Get a fucking job.